is going on? Welcome to episode 76 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, on this NPC Mini. That music you just heard was from On Being Human. You can find them on Spotify and YouTube. I believe they have a new album coming out soon, too, so check them out. We are the unofficial Nintendo podcast, not the Nintendo Power Podcast. You can find that on iTunes and anywhere podcasts are listened to. Before we get too far into this thing, if you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, you can go to audibletrial.com/NPC. There you can choose from many, many books. Some great ones, including Ready Player One, Armada, Console Wars, just to name a few. Those are ones I like to, I go back to regularly, actually. So check those out. audibletrial.com/NPC. Get yourself a free book. Help support this show. The chair I'm sitting in is from OP Seat. You can go to opseat.com. Check out their Master Series and their Grandmaster Series. And save yourself $10 by using coupon code N64Josh. These chairs are comfortable and affordable, and I highly recommend them. That's opseat.com. Guys, I have a Patreon. You go to patreon.com/N64Josh. There you are going to find free content, and you're going to find premium content. And I'm going to start using that site as a platform for asking questions for the show, because it's really nice and tidy and much easier to keep track of everybody's answers, because in Discord stuff can just kind of get lost. So patreon.com/N64Josh. Check it out. Lots of stuff there to see. I think that's everything. We do this show live on Thursdays. It's usually around 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Usually. It just kind of depends on how long it takes dinner to get ready and finish it up. So usually around 6:30 on Thursdays. I want to say hey to everybody that's here. Ganthic, Killer, Lumber, and the Scale Tipper. Welcome, everybody. Anybody that's just lurking, thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. We don't have any major Nintendo news to cover this episode, but we're going to talk about Smash. We're going to talk about some most anticipated games, and we are also going to look at some questions from you guys. So let's get right going. I thought one thing that would be nice to do on a regular basis is to go over the sales that are on the Switch right now. So I'm going to fire my Switch up. While I'm doing that, I do want to let you guys know that as far as releases for Friday, March 16th, you've got Kirby and Splatoon 2 is getting re-released with its fancy little strategy book, and it's in a cardboard box. So if you're into collecting things, or you've yet to jump into Splatoon, now is a good time. Now is a good time. And Kirby Star Allies comes out tomorrow. Should be available. I'm assuming actually it should be available at 9:00 tonight. So we will see digitally anyway. I won't be getting mine until Best Buy opens. So. And I will be doing a full review. You'll be able to find that on n64josh.com, as well as on youtube.com/n64josh. So whether you want to read it or you want to watch it, it will be available this weekend. Okay, let's head into the eShop and look at the sales. The reason I'm going to bring up the sales is because one of the games that I know is on sale is from a group of individuals that we had on the show, and that was the guys that made Floor Kids. Floor Kids is on sale right now for $13.33. And that is a game, of course, that Eric highly, highly recommends. We're talking about it in the Discord now. People are kind of asking what it's like. And, you know, in my mind, it's basically a freestyle rhythm game. And the way Eric likes to put it is that it's kind of like it's got a little Tony Hawk vibe going to it. So it's less about just completely being a rhythm game. You've kind of got some freedom to the moves you're going to do. It's not just about hitting the same moves on the perfect time or whatever. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff, and it's on sale right now. Let's check out the other games on sale. Looks like we got a game called Millie for $3.34, Mad Carnage for $3.99, Frederick for $2.49. Tachyon Project, $7.99, 20% off. Lost Sphere is 30% off, $34.99. Nightmare Boy, $8.99. Brawl is 20% off at $7.99. Tactical Mind, 20% off at $2.39. Heart Slash is 10% off, $13.49. Another Frederick, must be part of a series or something. It's $2.99, 50% off. Enter the Gungeon is $11.24. Mutant Muds, $7.49. That's 50% off. Polybridge, 30% off at $10.49. Bleed is $8.99. Human Fall Flat is $7.49. Floor Kids, like I said, $13.33. Vostek Inc., $11.99. Dimension Drive, $9.74. There's a lot of games on sale, guys. Holy smokes. There's a lot of games on sale. This is a good thing. But this list is extensive. In fact, I'm not even going to go through all of it because it would take forever. But as far as a few gems that I would recommend, Gear Club is 11% off at $39.99. It's actually a decent racer. I've enjoyed what I've played. Nine Parchments is on sale, and somebody was asking about that game recently for $13.99. Other than that, the rest of these I have not had any time with. I'm Setsuna's 50% off. The Bridge is 60% off at $3.99. So there you go. And there are a number of other games as well. So if you want to get yourself some deals, the eShop is loaded with them. So there you go. There is your Switch sales for this week. And I believe those drop on Thursdays. I'll double check to see if that's the case. But if it is, I'm going to continue doing that just to let you guys know if there's any gems that I would recommend. And like I said, there is a lot of games on sale. So if there's some games you're curious about, I'm sure you'll be able to find some YouTube videos or something that will be able to direct you. The next thing I want to get into is basically I put up a post on the Nintendo Switch subreddit earlier this week, kind of just asking about like people's wishes for Smash, and I got a bunch of different responses. Some people were kind of just trolls. Other people were they're really excited about the game, and they had extensive wish lists, an extensive wish list basically. So I put the question to you guys in the Discord as well. And like I said, the link to the question was just over on the Patreon, so you'd be able to answer it there. And if you're here live, you still got time to go do that if you check the Discord and you want to have your answer read tonight. My wish for Smash, the biggest thing I want, almost the main thing I want, and this comes after playing Smash on the Wii U not too long ago, is I set up a game. And I wanted to be able to play multiplayer with the community, and we had a few people join, but we basically could do 4-player matches, and that was it. There was not much. It wasn't real friendly to like trying to get multiple people in, that kind of thing. If you wanted to play, it took a lot of coordination, and it was kind of frustrating to me. And the reason it's frustrating to me is because back on the Xbox 360, when Street Fighter 2 released, it was an Xbox Live Arcade game. We were able to play each other online over Xbox Live, and you could basically join a lobby with, I want to say it was up to, 8 to 10 people. I could be wrong on that number, so don't quote me on it. But essentially, you'd get into just a lobby, and you'd be in voice chat, so everybody's talking, and you'd see the character select screen, and you would basically put a digital quarter up on the screen to basically signify that you got next. Right? That's if you're old like me and you spent time in the arcade as a kid, you understood the whole putting your token or your quarter up on the machine saying you got next. They got to the point that they started putting little strips that you could put, it had a number 1, number 2, number 3, so on and so forth. And this was in this game. So we could get Shell Shock Prime is saying there was 8 people on that game. So we'd put 8 people in the lobby. and two people would go at it, and the rest of us would be spectating while two people were fighting, and winner stays. Winner stays. And that was so much fun. Why was it fun? Because you were watching live, you were interacting with everybody. Very social thing for sure. And just seeing the fighters, seeing how they were doing, kind of, seeing what the winner was doing and how maybe you could counter it, kind of get your strategy going. And it just made for an opportunity to practice, get better at the game, and two, to really be able to play with a lot of people very easily. And that's really what I'm looking for. I'm sure I'm a little bit selfish in that, but I want to be able to play this game with as many people as possible. And when it comes to Smash on the Switch, I don't want to just invite 4 people and then have to say, okay, we're going to get the next 4 people in, and then have to always do like the four person free for all. I mean, we could do like a 2v2, I'm sure, but the idea for me and the way I really want to play is just 1v1. I want to get better at that game. I want to spend time getting better at that game. I want to get pointers from people while we're playing. So what does this involve for Nintendo? Well, it means they need to get us some voice chat. We got to figure that out. Now, we have a remedy with Discord, so we can make that happen. But more importantly is like, what are we going to get for this lobby system? Like, Mario Kart, Splatoon, they work okay. They work all right as far as just being able to join up on somebody, and then, as long as there's open spots, it works out. But if you're doing 1v1 matches, there's got to be some kind of order to the chaos, right? So I don't know. I don't know if Nintendo is going to be this forward thinking with the game, or if it's going to be still. I mean, it always has seemed like the focus for Smash has been playing in the same room with people, and that's cool. But I feel like we could really basically emulate that by adding a few of these just like quality of life changes and adding these lobbies so that we can kind of mimic that same situation. And that's really what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping that we will see something like that will allow for these lobbies, that will allow for multiple people to play, to watch. I mean, even if it was something similar to ARMS, it's not a perfect solution in my mind, but at least we could get, up to 12 people or however many it was in ARMS. I don't remember the number, but we could all be together. We could all be in voice chat talking about the game, and then, maybe doing a little trash talking or whatever while we're playing the game. And that worked for ARMS. It would grab, sometimes it would grab, just do a 1v1. Sometimes it would do like a triangle. Sometimes it would do like a volleyball match or whatever the case was. But, Killer says that's why we need Hunger Games. 15 people mode. Oh man. Oh, for Splatoon. Okay, there it goes. I was like, for Smash. Scale Tipper says ARMS party mode is just perfect. Yeah, it's definitely an improvement over what the current Smash party mode is. So I have hopes that Nintendo is going to give us something better with Smash. And I really hope so. Because when we get into this post that was on the Nintendo Switch subreddit, you guys are going to see why. So I did ask the question to you guys: what do you want to see in Smash? What are your hopes and dreams? And I have a handful of responses here. First one is from David. And it says, I would like for the online multiplayer to receive some attention, maybe something like the way ARMS did. Cool. I did not play the Wii U version, but the last Smash I played had a laggy online experience that did not seem well supported. I'd really like to be able to play this game with friends who live out of town. Yeah, so kind of basically what I'm talking about is just give us some kind of a party system that allows us to play. And I mean, I mentioned Street Fighter 2 as a reference, but I played like Dead or Alive 4 on the Xbox 360. I want to say I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of any other games that did this, but in Dead or Alive, you would literally sit with your little avatar in a room and you'd watch on a big screen as two people went at it, and then the next person in line, winner stays, and the next person would go and continue. And so I just think it could make for some really, really good times. And it looks like David wants the same thing. The next thing here is from, I hope I get this right, Levant. I hope I said it right. If not, forgive me. Please forgive me. And he says, I'd like to see the single player story mode expanded. In the Wii U 3DS version, it seemed like this mode needed a lot more attention. I found it to be boring. I had actually enjoyed playing single player Smash on the Wii. I hope they can make it exciting again this time around. And of course, I'm hoping for a great roster. As you mentioned in the last podcast, there's a worry as to how they will roll them out, and I'm fine with a small roster to start if it means that we get the game sooner. But would hope we end up with a decent size over time through free DLC. And then a few premium characters, preferably guest ones, could be bought through paid DLC. So, as far as roster, I have a feeling that we're only going to see about 30 characters right off the bat. I may be wrong, and that's fine. That's just kind of my guess. I feel like they may not be going quite as crazy with the characters this time around. I've seen some crazy mock-ups online of somebody with like an 80 character roster. Like so many. There's just so many characters. Do I think it's going to grow to the amount that we have now in the current Smash? I think it has the potential to. I think we're going to see this game supported for quite some time. I have a feeling that we're going to see regular updates to the mechanics and the balancing, and I want to say that this is going to be the first time that Nintendo really wants to make the esports scene good. Other Smashes in the past have been fine. I mean, look, Melee is still going strong. Smash on the Wii U was great. But I have a feeling that this one's just going to get supported so much more. I have a feeling they are going to get creative with the monetization, that it is going to be, like a season pass or something that will unlock characters. So they stick with the games as a service model, and they can continue to, support this game for a period of time. I mean, look, we're seeing Splatoon 2 having paid DLC now, right? And initially, for the first year, it was all free DLC, and that's great. And I think if that had stopped and we didn't see this paid DLC, I don't know that we would have seen much more other than Splatfest continue with Splatoon 2. Now we're going to get to see, more multiplayer maps, more guns, more gear, that kind of thing. And it's going to be funded by us picking up the DLC. And I think that's a good thing. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. If DLC is quality and there's plenty of quality after the initial purchase, I have no problem. I have no problem. Not everybody agrees with me. They kind of want the full deal right off the bat. And I get that. I get that. But I'm cool with them taking Smash in seasons and giving us characters over time, maybe giving us costumes over time, whatever the case may be. I think after the show earlier this week, nobody really wants loot boxes. I heard from a number of you guys about the loot box thing. And look, I'm not really for it either. And I don't think Nintendo needs to soil the Smash brand by using loot boxes. I mean, there's always the chance, and somebody else said that to me as well. Like, they don't think they'll mess up the brand. But I mean, They took a Pokemon game and turned it into Candy Crush and then put it on the DS and then charged you if you ran out of plays. It was exactly a Candy Crush model. So Nintendo's not afraid to try some things. And Pokemon is a pretty big brand, but I hope they wouldn't take too much risk in this department with Smash, because it's a pretty beloved series and I think it has the potential to be huge for the Switch. So hopefully all the right choices are made. All the right choices are made. So I'm going to check out chat real quick, and I have one more in the on the Patreon page. So Inside Out Gaming, I don't think there's going to be much balancing changes after the Wii U version. You do release the Wii U version in the first Smash Bros. Game to allow online updates, and they've had 17 updates. So, hey, then I'm forgive me. I didn't realize that it had that many updates. So that's good that they stuck with it that long. That gives me even more hope for this game, that they're going to stick with it and keep it going. So that's really good to know. Really good to know. Back to Killer says a great example of what Nintendo could take inspiration from is Rainbow Six. They are on season 3 and that game is still going strong. Yeah, and basically you can buy the characters or you can unlock them just by playing. So that's maybe that's a good way to do it as well. You can pay for the characters you want right away, and then as you play, unlock the rest of them. Could be a good strategy. The one thing I do worry about with Smash a little bit is playing it handheld. I don't know about you guys, but over time, my Joy-Cons all get loose. They haven't like popped out yet, but holding the Switch handheld and playing Smash seems like the game that Joy-Cons are just going to get wore out real quick. So I'll be going Pro Controller or whatever it is they decide to release, probably more often than not when that finally happens. Yickum says if there's a way to add something for vision impaired to play, I'd play, but I don't know how I would be able to do that. Stay strong, brother. Hopefully it'll start to look up for you, man. Let's see. The Scale Tipper says, I think with how much of the hit the Switch has been, that this is really the final hook. They would really play it safe. Yeah, I think they'll do the same. So lastly is Jessica from the Patreon question here. And it says, I'm hoping Nintendo will add more features to online play, like special tournament events and leaderboards with a ranking system. As for new characters, I want Rabid Peach, Ribbon Girl, Decidui, and I'm not sure who that is. Sorry. Maybe it's a Pokemon. I'm not sure. I don't even know if I said it right. I probably didn't. I don't think Kirby's here to yell at me. And most obvious, we need an Inkling. Yeah, which I'm sure we're going to get based on the teaser we got. So, but yeah, getting some of the Rabid characters in there might be pretty funny. I mean, and that opens up the opportunity for a ton of characters. So, who knows? Will we see like Travis from his new game? There's a chance. This what was I can't even remember the tower defense racing game that we're getting. Maybe that was his name, Dylan or something. Who knows? He's an assist trophy right now. There's maybe there will be 80 characters. Who knows? So Smash is going to be a lot of fun to talk about. We will continue talking about it for many, many months up until E3. So, okay, guys, this is a lot of fun. The next thing I want to talk about here is on the Nintendo Switch subreddit, and basically they've had, after nearly 4,000 votes, they have, and I'm going to include a link in the show notes that. So you can see all these games, all 200 of them. We're going to talk about just the last little bit of it here. But if you want to see all 200 games with nearly 4,000 votes, I'll have a link in the show notes. There'll be n64josh.com/npc76. Or you can just go to the Nintendo Switch subreddit. Either way, if you want to be able to check them out. So I'm just going to go from the top 15. Okay. We're going to go from the top 15. And this is pretty interesting, especially the top 3. Now, these games are not, this list isn't like just Nintendo series. This is everything, right? So I think you're going to see like some first party, like PlayStation games and things like that probably are fairly unlikely to happen, but you are going to see different games throughout, like Overwatch is mentioned, Fortnite, which, by the way, just a real quick side note, my son is playing Fortnite on his cell phone. Pretty good chance, guys, being that the Switch is a tablet, that we could possibly see Fortnite. And I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. So here's this list. Top 15. You guys ready? Monster Hunter is at number 15. Number 14, Final Fantasy. Number 13, Pikmin, which I know Eric's been calling for. Number 12, Cuphead. That had 378 votes. Number 11, another one for Eric, Mario Maker. Number 10, Earthbound. Number 9, Kingdom Hearts. Number 8, Luigi's Mansion. Number 7, Persona. Number 6, the Wars series. Number 5, Paper Mario. Number 4, Mario Party. Okay, here's the one that really, really surprised me. Really, really surprised me. Number 3 is F-Zero. 605 votes. And it was in there when they did this last year, it was number 20. F-Zero. How many of you guys in chat are ready for another F-Zero game? I mean, really, the last one we had was on the GameCube. I think it's been that long. It's been that long. So I see you guys in chat talking about Mario Party, and all I can think about is the Nintendo 64 and wearing out the palm of my hand, and my cousin actually having to get the glove from Nintendo because she wore out the palm of her hand. And I just think about the poor Joy-Cons that that are just going to get destroyed by moving the sticks so quickly. But I'm very surprised at F-Zero, and I'm not sure that we'll see one because of the F-Zero tracks and the way Mario Kart is zero grav. But I mean, F-Zero on the GameCube, I believe, was 60 frames a second, and it was a fast, hard game. Like it was not easy. It was not easy. So, F-Zero, number 3 out of almost 4,000 votes. Number 2, Animal Crossing. 1,175 votes for Animal Crossing. And I mean, that's a game I've been calling for forever. Like, can't wait to play Animal Crossing on the Switch. I know that is a console mover, especially for this household. And so Animal Crossing is at number 2. I really hope it's close. I hope it's not going to be too far out. I'm not sure. I just don't know that we'll get it the same year as Smash. I mean, we could, but I'm kind of thinking we won't. I'm thinking it's going to end up being Q1 of 2019. Maybe we'll hear about it at E3. Fingers crossed. And I mean, and if it is a holiday game, hey, bring it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't know if there's going to be enough Switches in the wild if they release Smash and Animal Crossing in the same year. So, the scale tipper saying this year is so packed. Super says probably holiday season at best, though guessing early 2019. Pudding says the holiday game will be Pokemon. And Pokemon was on the list, guys. It's just up much higher, much higher. So guess what number one is? You guys ready? Number one, Super Smash Bros. Is number one, coming in at 1,694 votes. So, and then it, just announced, right? So there you go. I don't know if Nintendo will ever see this list. I don't know how often, I don't know if any of this even matters. I'd be curious to hear from you guys. I will post a link to this in the Discord just so you guys can all check it out and we can kind of discuss it and see, where we would like to see some of the games. The Wars series, I think, is something that people have been asking for a while. Advanced Wars and that, like, that's a series that I've never really played that much and would like to see make a comeback because I hear it often. I hear people talk about it often. So hopefully that is something we get in the near future. But yeah, Super Smash number one. Last year it was number two, so it only moved up. It only moved up. And last year Animal Crossing was number three. So there you go. I'm not sure what number one. It must have come out. That's maybe it was Zelda or something. So pretty cool, nonetheless. And like I said, I will get you guys a link that'll be in the show notes if you want to check it out. I think that's it, guys. Nope, I'd lie. There's another thing on the notes here. Limited Run Games is selling Timbleweed Park. So if that is a game you're interested in getting a physical copy for, you can go to Limited Run Games. I'll try to get a link in the show notes. They are going to be running it as an open pre-order. So basically, I think what they're saying is they don't want to have they don't want to have a bunch of overhead on this game. So they're only going to make as many as are ordered. So, and of course they are doing a limited edition, and that will truly be limited to a certain number. So if you're interested in getting a physical version of Timbleweed Park from Limited Run Games, I'll have a link in the show notes, and you can just Google Limited Run Games as well. And, you'll be able to, check that out. So pretty cool stuff. I got the, Retro City Rampage from them last year, and beautiful artwork. The game was a little bit delayed, so they sent a bunch of extra covers for a bunch of extra sleeves for the game case. So pretty cool. Guys, that is going to do it for this week's NPC Mini. Again, you'll find the show notes at n64josh.com/NPC76. I want to invite you guys, come join the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Vero, YouTube, Patreon, all the places. It's N64Josh. We do these shows live on Twitch at Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays at 6, Thursdays about 6:30. It's just kind of give or take. So if you're in the Discord, you'll know exactly when we go live. You want to get yourself a free book from Audible? Go to audibletrial.com/NPC. Pick up Console Wars or Super Mario. It's a good read or a good listen. audibletrial.com/NPC. Guys, the chair I'm sitting in, opc.com. Save yourself $10 by using coupon code N64Josh. Comfortable, affordable gaming chairs. Again, patreon.com/N64Josh. There's exclusive free content. We're going to have discussions on there when I ask podcast questions. So go over there. You don't have to spend a dime to engage in the conversations and get some of the free content that is there. Patreon.com/N64Josh. There is premium content there as well. But I want to make it a cool little hub where we can discuss stuff for the podcast, because sometimes Discord just gets crazy. So go check that out. And if the next goal for this podcast, and I need your guys' help to do this, if you're enjoying this show, we need more reviews. Right now, we are sitting at a 4.5 on iTunes. So if you listen to this show on iTunes and you enjoy it, if you could take 1 minute and write up a review. Give us 5 stars. I want to get this show out of the 4.5 and back up into 5. And we had trolls, I assume, that I know as soon as I started this show, somebody immediately gave it a 1 star. They just didn't like me. So I don't know, whatever. But we had people that didn't find the Nintendo Power Podcast and then left a 1 star because we had a similar name, is my only assumption. I'm not sure. So... And Killer says, what if we don't enjoy the show? Well, then, I hope you find something you like, or leave a review that has some feedback that maybe I can improve. I'm down with that as well. That's iTunes. Leave us a review if you can. I really appreciate it, guys. If you want to email the show, npc@n64josh.com. You don't want to join Discord or hit me up on Twitter, anything like that. npc@n64josh.com. Shoot me an email there. We'll be able to answer your questions, read them on the show. Again, thank you guys for listening week in and week out. I really, really appreciate you. Guys in the chat, Killer, Scale Tipper, Super, Yickum, Shell Shock, Pudding, anybody that I missed, Inside Out Gaming, Jessica, MJ, Ganthit, thank you guys. Thank you for being here live. I appreciate it. You guys are the best, and we will see you next week after we play Kirby. I'm so stoked. I will be streaming that on Friday for a good portion of the day. Twitch.tv/N64Josh. Come hang out. If you got any questions about the game or you're wondering if it's any good, I'll be able to tell you live right there. Thanks again. We'll see you guys later.